from putting blocks on your head to the triple chest. Here are 140 secrets you should know about Minecraft. Is it possible to get a netherite stair? It is impossible to craft. So is it even possible? In Minecraft's infinite dimension snapshot, there is an item called the swaggiest stair ever. It generates naturally in the missing dimension and can be mined with a pickaxe. Using the No Cubes mod, you can completely remove cubes from Minecraft, which will make everything very strange. I can't stand to watch it. Water is not equal to water. When you pour water in the nether, it will evaporate, but when you pour it into a cauldron, it doesn't. If you are falling from a height and you are sure of your death, just exit your world for a moment, and when you re-enter it, you will not receive any damage. There are plenty of light sources in Minecraft. It can be a glowstone, a torch, or a lantern. However, there are several objects that also emit light, and few people know about them. These include a dragon egg, end portal frame, and brown mushrooms. Moving chests full of items is very annoying. Fortunately, by holding Control and Scroll, you will copy the chest with all its contents. Unfortunately, this only works in creative mode. Have you ever wondered how to cross the world border? Crossing the world border normally is impossible. You can try by boat or even in spectator mod, but in vain. But using a saddled pig and a carrot on a stick, when you get close to the world border and shrink it so it stays behind you, you will be able to reach the real end of the world. Here chunks stop generating. I feel like Columbus. If you want to build a bubble elevator, do not use water. Instead, build yourself up with ice blocks above the soul sand and then destroy them with your pickaxe. The blocks will turn into water and the elevator will work as it should. Sticking with bubble lifts. With their help, we can create a deadly trap by throwing a few potions of harming onto the top of the pillar and then blocking it with obsidian. Anyone who enters it will die instantly. If you try to pour water into the nether, it will evaporate immediately. But there is a secret way to do it. In this snapshot, when you combine lava with glow lichen, they will turn into water. So now you can even swim in the nether. Zombies practically don't know how to use ladders. So how do slimes do it? This mob has no arms or legs and can climb ladders better than a zombie. What's even weirder is that if you drop a feather on the drip leaf, it collapses. But if you drop the anvil on top, everything will be perfectly fine. This is the rarest potion in the game. It is an uncraftable potion. You can only get it using commands. This potion will only appear in Minecraft in the achievements window. If you place end portal frames in this way, you will create a vertical end portal, and it will actually works. After placing the eyes in, for some reason, the end portal will spawn on the side. I feel like I did something illegal. If you place any block next to a cactus, it will be destroyed. But if you put a layer of snow right next to the cactus, it will do just fine. You can even place more snow than the cactus itself measures. This is a triple chest and is impossible to get. Or is it? Using the /setBlock command, you can add a third chest to the double chest, creating a triple chest with broken inventory. You can kill a wither in literally seconds. All you need are the visible items. We use them to create a pyrotechnic star, which we then use to make fireworks. Now, by spawning the wither and shooting fireworks under him, you will literally kill him in a few seconds. If you cast invisibility potion on a horse, the saddle disappears with it. But when you cast invisibility on a saddled pig, the saddle remains visible. Everyone knows that cats always fall on all fours and do not take any fall damage. They can fall from thousands of blocks and nothing will happen to them. The bucket of water is very strange. You can fill a single bucket from one block, but when you pour it over the top of a mountain, you create an endless waterfall. Even stranger is the infinite water source we can create with just 2 buckets. If only it were that simple in real life. This is a negative diamond, but how do you get it? On version 1.8, all you have to do is fire up a nearby TNT and start putting and taking the diamond into the chest, and after the explosion you get a negative item. But that's not all. When you put it in the dispenser and start spamming that lever, the negative number starts to grow. When you change the biome blend settings, every lava lake will look very strange. I'm not even mentioning the nether, I am speechless. Start using stonecutter. You see, in crafting table, we can only make 4 stairs from 6 stones, while in stonecutter, we can make 6 stairs from the same amount of stone. Now you can throw away crafting table. Using these items, we will create a working time bomb. Just place the furnace and TNT next to it, then place the lever and redstone in this way, and throw in the number of items that will be the clock of our bomb. When items burn out, TNT activates, the bomb will explode. Blocks like bedrock, end portal frame, or command block are indestructible. However, there is one item that can destroy them. Growing a small mushroom a few blocks away from the end portal frames will grow through them, causing them to be destroyed. Steve is probably the strongest person you've ever met. Well, have you ever seen someone chopping down a tree with their bare hand or mining a stone with it? Steve can even destroy obsidian without using any tools. How is this even possible? A bottle of honey is more OP than you think. As we know, when we have different effects on us, after drinking milk, we will lose all of them. But by using a bottle of honey, we will only lose the poison effect. Did you know that a crafting table can be a kind of compass? There will always be a hammer and saw texture on its northern part, regardless of the perspective you set it from. The door has small holes, but it is impossible to shoot arrows through it. You can even see the arrows sticking out from the other side. Trying this on trapdoors and fences won't work either. Surprisingly, you can shoot arrows under the gaps of cauldrons and beds, and even through the sign. Speaking of signs, if you take a closer look at them, you will see that they are not attached to a given block, so they levitate in the air. If you have ever played Skyblock, you certainly know what a cobblestone generator is. The same generator can be built in the nether. You will need lava, blue ice, and soul soil. Now you can play Skyblock in the nether. If you set random tick speed to maximum, you will notice that all mobs around you will freeze in place. Another world to throw away. This is the strangest block in Minecraft. It looks like a normal oak slab, but in reality, it is closer to stone slab. You'll mine it faster with a pickaxe, and you won't burn it. At first glance, this bed looks normal, but when we divide it in half, we see that the upper part has a single black dot on a white background. It's a really strange sight. Zombies cannot jump over azalea bushes. Maybe they're too stupid for that? So just surround your house with them if you don't want to have any problems with them. When we destroy the skeleton's skull, we will see the same particles as when destroying soul sand. Chiseled stone brick block texture is not perfect. This can be easily seen by placing torches on top of the block. Never die on this version. If you die on this version, you will be teleported to a suspended state where you will be stuck in your own body. Switching to a third-person perspective, you will be able to see that your movements do not affect your character. And the strangest thing is that you will be able to attack yourself. Let me out. Have you ever wanted to put glass on your head? With this command, you can put any item on your head. Wait, how do I get this off? This fishing rod is too OP. Hooking a creature with it and going to another dimension will break the game. And when you return to the normal world, you will be able to pull the previously hooked mob even from a few hundred blocks away. Everything in Minecraft is square, but anything dropped on the ground casts a circular shadow. Is this even possible? Now here's something that's sure to annoy perfectionists. The case concerns lectern. If you look closely, you will realize that its texture is poorly made and sticks out by 1 pixel. So, if you are a perfectionist, you will probably never use lectern again. Sticking with textures, have you ever looked at the texture of Blaze and more specifically his rods? If we look at them from the bottom, we will see that their texture is not fully finished. Candles are much better than you think. If you start placing them in lava, they will magically dry it up like a sponge would dry out water. But when you throw candles into lava, they will burn. Saplings cannot be grown when there is a block above them. However, placing any type of log above a sapling will still be able to grow. So you can even have a giant spruce tree growing straight through birch logs. This is weird. What is the smallest mob in Minecraft? We have silverfish, small rabbits, and endermites in the game, but they're not even close. The second smallest mob is the small turtle, while the first place is taken by a tadpole, which measures only 0.08 blocks. This is what 500 plus books in one slot look like. But how to get them? On this version, all you need is a chiseled bookshelf filled with books. When you try to add any new book, it will duplicate itself. You can do this indefinitely, giving you an insane amount of books. Everyone wants to walk through walls. Well, using a boat you can. All you have to do is drive the boat into a corner like this, or you can use the dispenser on a straight wall as follows. Unless the wall is 2 blocks wide. Look at him. How does he do it? Using item frames, maps, and vines, we can create an invisible ladder. Now you may ask, but why? And I will answer, I don't know. At least it looks cool. Everyone would like to be immortal, but there is a secret way to do it. Just eat a notch apple and then a regular golden apple. When the absorption effect wears off, you still keep the extra hearts. Gravity acts on sand and we all know it. But if you put a sign under the sand, gravity ceases to exist. You can even jump on it, but you won't be able to move it. Using only a fishing rod and a minecart, you are able to fly. You could do this by right-clicking the fishing rod very quickly. It hooks onto the minecart and you start to rise into the air. There is another way to fly and it still works. All you need is a saddled pig and a carrot on a stick. When we jump on the saddled pig and start changing the empty slot to the carrot on a stick, the pig will start to fall very slowly, which will allow us to fly short distances. Mobs in Minecraft are very stupid. By creating the following construction using trapdoors and optionally lava, you will be practically untouchable. The mobs simply won't pay attention to the moat you've dug, and you can watch them burn. Losers. Adventure mode prevents you from destroying any blocks. But when you start destroying a block on survival mod and then switch to adventure mod, when you try to destroy the same block, you will see the animation, but you still won't be able to destroy the block. This should be illegal. Evoker is probably the most desirable mob in Minecraft due to its unique drop. It is also one of the most dangerous mobs due to its ability. abilities. However, we can predict what skill he will use. White smoke means it summons vexes, grey means it attacks with ground spikes, and orange means it changes the color of the sheep's wool from blue to red. Usually, when we see a wandering trader, we simply kill him, thanks to which we gain a leather and a lead. However, if we kill him while he is drinking the invisibility potion, there is a good chance that he will drop it. Maybe it's not very ethical, but who cares? When you eat soup in Minecraft, you should look closely. You will then see that Steve, in addition to soup, also eats a wooden bowl. These are strong teeth. As we know, we can neutralize TNT explosions using water. But instead of water, you can also use an anvil, which will work identically. If you have trouble fighting mobs, you should brew yourself a weakness potion. For example, if you throw it at a cave spider, it won't be able to poison you. Also, the zombie won't be able to do anything to us. Never put your bed under the end portal. But what's wrong with that? If you set your spawn point under the end portal and then enter the end, you will be stuck there forever. Any attempt to leave this dimension will end up returning to it. Unfortunately, this no longer works on newer versions. If you need gold and you can't afford to build a farm at the moment, I have good news. You need a diamond axe, the Smite 5 book, and an anvil. By putting this enchant on your axe, you will be able to kill pigments with one blow, so the others won't attack you. Redstone ore is very deadly. If you create this simple structure and start throwing XP bottles, a lot of particles will appear, and your FPS will drop significantly. But when you turn off particles in the settings, you can create a deadly trap that won't work on you. If you think that trees look like this, you are wrong. On version 18W06A, for some reason, some trees appeared upside down. I can't explain it in a logical way. Copper blocks oxidize, and this is quite logical, but a lightning rod, which is also made of copper, will never oxidize. There is only one dragon egg per world, but you can still duplicate it. Just place 9 fences under the end portal. Then just drop the dragon egg from 6 blocks. And when we enter the portal, we will see that the egg has duplicated. Now, you can have an infinite number of dragon eggs. It's raining above the clouds. I don't think I need to add anything more here. Dolphins are very intelligent. When you feed them fish, they will take you to the nearest treasure as a thank you. Did you know that you can use a book to create a working animation in Minecraft? This player created a simple but interesting animation in which the character first kicks the ball and then flies away balloon. What is the fastest way to kill the Ender Dragon? Probably with beds. There is a much faster way though. It works on version 1.9. If you place an end crystal as soon as you enter the end, the dragon will disappear and the portal will work. What is the rarest axolotl in the game? You probably thought about the blue variant because the chance of finding it is 1 in 2,000. But there is a type of axolotl that you will never find. When the axolotl was first introduced, we were shown a green variant, but unfortunately, it was never added. If you create a super flat world that is filled with only TNT, you will see one of the biggest explosions in history. If you decide to blow up this world, you will blow up your computer too. Suspicious sand is a block that cannot be mined, regardless of the tool or enchantment. But by placing a soul sand with water under the suspicious sand, after a while, it will be thrown away as an item. Instead of soul sand, we can also use spider webs, and the whole thing will work the same. If you create a world on the latest version of Minecraft and load it, after downgrading the world, when you rejoin the whole world will be reset. You can be immortal using only a shield. Just hold the shield while going through the portal, and once you go through the portal, you will be invulnerable, so you won't take any damage from any mobs, but I still recommend being careful. The Ender Dragon is the final boss in Minecraft, but we can easily neutralize it. By placing obsidian at Y144, right above the fountain, and pouring water there, we can make the Ender Dragon stuck at the top, which is faster. Climbing regular stairs, or cake stairs. If you try to climb stairs on a horse, the speed will be normal, but for some unknown reason, when we use cake, the speed will be much higher. Don't try this at home. When you win the raid, you will receive the Hero of the Village effect, and a number of rewards from the villagers. But Minecraft also allows you to do something illegal. You can apply the same effect to pillagers. Thanks to this, they will also become heroes of the village. One single bucket of water will fill an infinite number of bottles, but when you pour the bucket into the cauldron, it will only fill a few bottles. It's not worth wasting water. You can also pour lava into the cauldron. What's even weirder is that we can do it underwater, and we can even burn in it. If you fill your entire inventory with items, and then start changing the name of the selected item in the anvil, when the anvil breaks, the item will be duplicated. This is really cool. As we know, the composter glitch stopped working, but using this simple construction, when we go inside and cover ourselves with a slab, we will be able to see what is underground. If you put more than 24 mobs in one block, they will start dying, but you can increase the limit of 24 mobs using commands. This way, you can squeeze up to 1,000 mobs in one block. But if you let them out, something very strange will happen. All the squeezed mobs will quickly push each other out. We all know that redstone is needed to create a clock. Are you sure? All you need is a turtle egg and some mob. By placing the eggs on top of each other and adding a mob on top, we will create a simple watch without using redstone. Redstone is weird. If you take a closer look at it, you will realize that it is not actually connected to each other, and yet it transmits the signal. When you create a super flat world that is filled with enchanting tables and then enter it, you will see that none of the enchanting tables will have a book on them. That looks cursed. You can also destroy Minecraft by simply holding down the F3 and C keys. After a while, a countdown will start, and when it ends, you will be kicked to the launcher. Stop throwing your potions under yourself. It's better to cast them directly on yourself, which will save you a minute of the effect. Throwing water bottles aren't that useless. You can use them to extinguish yourself in the nether. You can also use a powder snow bucket for this purpose. When you put one block of wood into the furnace, it will burn after a while. However, if you drop the entire stack and set it on fire with flint and steel, it will disappear in half a second. How is it possible? By using a block of honey in a cauldron and then throwing a villager inside, he will be stuck forever. If you want to get debris, but you can't afford to craft TNT, then beds may be a good substitute because they explode in the nether, and wool and wood are easy to get. When you tried to sleep with blocks above you, your character would fall off the bed. However, this has been fixed, and now you cannot enter the bed and an error message appears. But by exchanging full blocks for enchanting tables, after entering the bed, you'll see books floating above your head. This must be very uncomfortable. Soul sand is better than you think. Everyone uses it to create a wither, but if you want to be better than others, using minecart, activator rail, powered rail, and of course soul sand, you can create a secret passage that no one but you will know about. On version 1.19.4, using this command will give you an armor stand that holds a diamond. But when you take the diamond, you will see that there are 127 of them. This seems illegal. The portal ruins hide many interesting items, such as golden apples and carrots, obsidian, and even a notch apple. There are usually also gold tools that we usually throw away, and some of them have really cool enchants, so it is better to use them on the farm. By harvesting with a tool with Fortune 3, we will get much more things, and our tool will remain untouched. The Minecraft player is a real Superman. It can survive a fall, even from thousands of meters, and a single grate of water will save it. By holding down the right and left mouse button at the same time, together with the armor, you will be able to remove its border visible in the inventory. This is very strange. When you shoot an arrow through lava, it will set on fire. However, by using snowballs, we can create real fireballs. Let me just remind you that this is completely illogical. You can destroy Minecraft using these 4 items. On version 1.16.4, all you have to do is place the dispenser pointing down, then put flint and steel in it, and put a lever next to it. After pulling the lever, you will be kicked out of the game. We all know such MLGs as water skill, slime block, or cobweb, but did you know that you can survive a fall using lava? It works the same as with water, but you also need to extinguish yourself. Using this command, you can summon negative XP orbs. So holding a tool with mending, the durability of the tool will be reduced to negative. We all know that piglins will turn into zombified piglin in the overworld, but did you know that the same thing would happen in the end? Anyone who has ever traveled on a horse knows how difficult it is to cross a river. However, with a skeleton horse and a few water-breathing potions, we can explore the underwater depths in a rather unusual way. If you rename a shulker box in an anvil, when you open it, you will see the new name. But changing the name to a very long one, when you open the shulker box, you will see that the text extends beyond the available area. XP in Minecraft is a cool thing. You can get almost an infinite number of them, but if you die, no matter how much XP you had, you will only get 7 levels. It's better than nothing, right? Look at this TNT. It looks really weird. Using 3 TNTs, you can build a very simple illusion that will surprise many people. We all know that Endermans are terrified of water. However, when we put them in a cauldron of water, it turns out that everything will be fine. If mobs annoy you and you can't sleep because of them, you can always go to sleep at the bottom of the ocean, and you won't lose oxygen while you sleep. When you go to bed, only one of your cats will bring you a gift. You can change this by placing cats in boats. The game will not be able to tell how many cats you have, so when you wake up, you will receive many more gifts. Coal is quite unique. When we put it in the cobblestone microwave, it will burn out after a while, but when we create torches, they will burn until the end of the world. Crafting rails can consume a lot of iron, so simply place 3 minecarts on the powered rail, then press the button, and voila! You don't need rails anymore. When making a boat, you only use wood. But somehow, the standing boat also has 2 oars. Where do they come from? Look at him. How does he do it? Using item frames, maps, and vines, we can create an invisible ladder. Now you may ask, but why? And I will answer, I don't know. At least it looks cool. If you put a lot of squids in a small room, after a while they will start flying. This also works with glow squids, which personally remind me of stars at night. Pillagers are famous for their brutality towards villagers, but for some reason, they spare the children. Maybe they're not that bad? Psych, they're bad. All undead mobs will be burned by sunlight, but 1 block above their head will save them from burning. Looting bastions is not the easiest task. However, if we have an element of golden armor and a hopper, we can rob piglins with impunity, because they will not be angry with us. Okay, I forgot about the brutes. Never dry your sponges in the furnace. Instead, use the temperature of the nether. Unfortunately, this doesn't work in the end. Damn. If you put the thorns enchant on your armor, and then put it on the armor stand and start hitting it, you will die and receive a unique death message, and probably a Darwin Award. This is what the old fish texture in Minecraft used to look like, but we can still find her. Fishermen in villages have an old texture of raw fish tied to their belt. If you are exploring the underwater world and you start to sink, you should use a torch. By placing torches underwater very quickly, you will begin to recover oxygen. Instead of a torch, you can use a bucket. It works on the same principle. Or just make a door, which will give you infinite oxygen. If you like soul speed enchant, but don't like the look of soul soil, you can always put a carpet over it, and the effect will still work. As we know, we can milk a cow and a mushroom cow. However, in the beta, we could also milk squid. I guess someone didn't listen in biology class. Have you ever wanted to be like Spider-Man? If so, take your leather shoes and build a wall of powder snow. Now, whoever tries to cross this wall will freeze to death, and you will climb to the very top in your shoes. When you call a Vindicator Johnny, he will start killing everything and everyone around him. The Illusioner is a secret mob that can be summoned using the command. However, when you put him in the boat, his clones will sit strangely, and their hand will glitch strangely. When creating a suspicious stew, you will receive 1 of 9 different effects. It all depends on what type of flour you will use. For example, adding cornflour will give you a jump boost, Oxeye Daisy will give you regeneration, and Lily of the Valley will expose you to poisoning. As we know, skeletons use bows every day. However, when we give them a crossbow, they won't know what to do with it, and will simply start hitting us with it. Maybe they're too stupid? Using this command, we will get invisible item frames, and with their help, we can build a kind of one-way mirror through which we can peek at other players. By placing slabs as follows, you can easily prank your friend. If he tries to use a water bucket on them, he will be quite surprised. Depending on the difficulty level, the fire will spread at different rates. But that's not all. In biomes such as swamps, mangrove swamps, jungle, and mushroom island, fire will spread much slower due to their humid climate. Villagers are terrified of raids. When they hear the pillagers, they will start hiding in their homes, and some will even shake and sweat in fear. If you have just found a sniffer egg, you should place it on the moss block. Thanks to this simple trick, the sniffer will hatch much faster than on other blocks. You've probably heard that cobblestone and endstone are the same texture, just in different ways colors. However, if you look closely, you will see that bedrock is the same texture as stone, and the jungle log texture is an inverted oak texture in a different color. Animals in Minecraft can give birth to a new family member despite a wall barrier. That's why love knows no limits. Sunflowers have one hidden curiosity. No matter which side you put them on, they will always face east. If you have auto jump turned on, you will climb stairs much faster. You are not completely useless. Using this command on this Prima Aprilis snapshot, your character will start to glow, and everything you touch will turn to gold. If you're having trouble finding buried treasure, and you feel like hitting a cactus with a map, don't worry. I know what you should do. Position yourself approximately so that your character is under the X, and then find the position with 2 9s in the coordinates. Thanks to this, you will always dig straight into the chest. Well, those were 140 things you should know about Minecraft. I hope you enjoyed it. Subscribe.